US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is scheduled to visit the Philippines, the first stop in his first trip to Asia next week, for talks that will include increasing deterrence against aggression in the disputed South China Sea. As per reports, Hegseth will be in Manila on March the 28th and 29th to meet his Philippine counterpart Gilberto Teodoro and President Fernando Marcos Jr. Talks will touch on increasingly assertive actions by Beijing in the South China Sea and more significant support to Philippine security forces by the Trump administration. In his first telephone talk with Teodoro last month, Hegseth reaffirmed the ironclad US commitment to the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty and its importance for maintaining a secure and prosperous Indo-Pacific. Staying in Asia, and India has deported 27 Myanmar nationals, including a minor, after they completed their jail terms. The deportation occurred on Friday at the Moreh border checkpoint in Manipur, located at the Indo-Myanmar Friendship Bridge. These individuals had entered India illegally and were detained at a foreign detention centre near Manipur's central jail in Imphal East District. Once their sentences were completed, Indian authorities facilitated their handover to Myanmar officials. At around 11 a.m, Indian officials handed over the detainees to Myanmar immigration officers. A team comprising Moreh police, Indian immigration officers and personnel from the Assam Rifles coordinated the process. The Myanmar nationals were transported from the detention centre at the Sajiwa jail to the border on Thursday. This deportation marks a significant move in managing illegal immigration and strengthening border security between India and Myanmar. Moving on, in the United States has barred former Argentine President Cristina Fernández de Kirchner from entering the country over alleged corruption charges. The US State Department announced the decision on Wednesday, citing ongoing investigations into graft and misuse of public funds during her time in office. Fernández de Kirchner, who served as Argentina's president from 2007 to 2015 and later as vice president, has long faced accusations of embezzlement and money laundering. US officials stated that the ban reflects a commitment to holding foreign leaders accountable for corruption and safeguarding the integrity of international relations. The move has sparked outrage among Kirchner's supporters in Argentina, where she remains a powerful political figure. Her allies have condemned the decision as politically motivated, while opposition leaders argue it underscores the severity of the charges against her. The ban comes at a time of significant political tensions in Argentina as President Javier Milei's administration pursues economic reforms and attempts to secure a new loan from the International Monetary Fund. Critics argue that the US decision could strain diplomatic ties between the two countries. Kirchner has consistently denied any wrongdoing, framing the charges as part of a politically driven campaign against her and her legacy. Her legal team plans to challenge the entry ban, calling it an overreach of US jurisdiction and a violation of diplomatic norms. As the fallout from the decision continues, analysts are closely watching how it might impact US-Argentine relations and whether it could influence ongoing negotiations with the International Monetary Fund. George Foreman, the two-time world heavyweight boxing champion and Olympic gold medalist whose legendary rivalry with Muhammad Ali culminated in the famous Rumble in the Jungle title bout, has died at the age of 76. Foreman's victory over Soviet fighter Jonas Chapelis at the 1968 Olympic Games in Mexico sparked the beginning of his professional career, but his celebration was also significant. He took a small American flag and waved it to every corner of the stadium, giving a memorable moment. Following his passing, several celebrities, including Mike Tyson, Jake Paul and William Shatner, poured heartfelt tributes to the boxing legend while extending their heartfelt condolences to the family. In North America, US President Donald Trump today denied that he signed a proclamation to deport Venezuelans accused of gang crimes, but the White House says otherwise. A statement from the press secretary confirmed Trump signed an order using a 227-year-old law called the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. It targeted members of the Tren de Aragua gang, calling them a foreign terrorist group. This order allowed the supposed gang members' deportation to the infamous Quecot prison in El Salvador. Trump's denial contradicts his own administration's announcement. This comes as a federal judge has now blocked President Donald Trump from using this law to deport supposed gang members. Trump claimed members of the Tren de Aragua gang were waging irregular warfare against the United States. He signed a proclamation to deport them under this law. Let's listen to what Trump and the White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt have said.
Because we want to get criminals out of our country, number one, and I don't know when it was signed because I didn't sign it. Other people handled it. But Marco Rubio's done a great job, and he wanted them out, and we go along with that. We want to get criminals out of our country. Judge, this radical left judge, he should be saying, why did Biden allow these criminals in our country? That's what he should be doing. The concept of getting bad people, murderers, rapists, drug dealers, these are really some bad people out of our country. I ran on that.
And as you saw this past weekend, the president used his authority under the Alien Enemies Act to deport foreign terrorists. Tren de Aragua is now a designated foreign terrorist organization. And as I said, there were nearly 200 Tren de Aragua members who were sent to El Salvador this weekend. Countless lives will be saved because of this action. This administration acted within the confines of the law, again, within the president's constitutional authority and under the authority granted to him under the Alien Enemies Act. We are quite confident in that, and we are wholly confident that we are going to win this case.
Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump has revoked the legal status of approximately 530,000 immigrants from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua and Venezuela. The decision affects individuals who have been living and working in the United States under temporary protected status, leaving them at risk of deportation. The White House stated that the decision was part of a broader effort to tighten immigration policies and prioritise national security. Homeland Security Secretary Chad Wolf said the administration is focused on ensuring that TPS designations reflect current conditions in the home countries and are not used as a means of indefinite residency. Immigrant advocacy groups have strongly condemned the move, calling it a humanitarian crisis in the making. Many affected individuals have lived in the US for years, building families and contributing to their communities. Critics argue that sending them back to politically unstable and economically challenged countries could lead to severe hardship. Protests have erupted in major cities, including Miami, Los Angeles and New York, with demonstrators demanding the decisions be reversed. Lawmakers from both parties are also voicing their concerns, urging the administration to reconsider the impact on families and communities. In response to growing backlash, the Biden Institute for Immigration Policy called for legal challenges and vowed to support affected families. Meanwhile, immigrant rights organisations are mobilising to provide legal assistance and push for legislative protections. As the debate continues, the lives of hundreds of thousands of immigrants hang in the balance, waiting to see whether court interventions or congressional action can prevent mass deportations.
Left judge, he should be saying, why did Biden allow these criminals in our country? That's what he should be doing. But the concept of getting bad people, murderers, rapists, drug dealers, these are really some bad people out of our country. I ran on that.
The Columbia University